everybody. Welcome back to my ASMR channel. It's Ren ASMR. In today's ASMR video, I'm going to be reading some askreddit stories or responses. Today's question I'm going to be reading off of is what has no reason to exist in 2021 and yet it does. So before we get started, please be sure to sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy. Taking 3 to 5 days to put money back into my account after you took it instantly. Junk mail just filling up the mailbox with crap. I agree. Fucking leaks in your brand new house you bought yesterday. Can't relate because I don't even have a credit card. They seem pretty mad. 3 words. My adult acne. Right? Like, how have I not solved acne? Or even just made it where you can choose to have acne or wrinkles, but not both. Or gray hair. I should not have gray hairs and acne at the same time. Unpaid overtime. I cannot imagine doing so much for your work and applying more hours into it and not getting paid. But at the same time, I feel like that is people who work salary, not hourly. Oh, yep, the person underneath that said being a salaried employee is just that. I'm in that position right now, salaried without seniority, and got handed a bunch more responsibilities because someone left the company. They also won't be replaced, and I've been told that I'll have to work an extra 10 hours every week without a raise because it's just a part of the job. Looks like they're gonna learn the hard way that's a good way to lose 2 people at once. The fact that some people still don't have access to fresh water. The same thing goes with food, clothing, shelter, literally anything. Shitty printers. It's like no one ever tried to build a good one and humanity just agreed they need to be louder than a Lambo for 2 minutes straight before they can print my fucking Amazon return ticket. I fucking hate printers because every time I'm checking in a patient at my work and the fucking printer doesn't work and it's like there's paper in the fucking thing, but it's like reload paper. I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. Why insulin is so expensive. Having no idea how much you'll pay for a minor medical procedure. And underneath there it replied, my neighbor had a minor surgery last month at an approved in-network hospital. Yesterday she got a bill for $8,000 that's separated from the surgery expenses for an out-of-network specialist that monitored something during the surgery. I'm not sure on the details exactly due to it not being my area. She just asked me to read it for her. English is not her native language, so you can jump through all the hoops, drive an hour away for an approved 1-hour surgery, and boom, someone checks a monitor and there goes $8,000. Yes, the doctor looked you over and declared you fine. That'll be 300 or 15. And that is why I learned to not go to the hospital or to the ER when you really don't need to, or don't call a fucking ambulance. Commercials for prescription medicine. I agree, because it's like, why the fuck are you having a commercial for some medicine? That's how people will self-diagnose themselves and think that they need that. If anything, a doctor should tell the people if they really need that, not a fucking commercial. Fax machine. Some doctors won't accept email, only mail or fax. Some government related stuff too. Once somebody faxes something like a really long record, it's so annoying because you cannot print out anything else until that is done. So it takes a while, and then you run out of fucking paper, you run out of ink, and you gotta change all that shit. It's like, it's so, like, such a hassle. Labs in pharmacy, for real. We have e-fax, so the fax comes in electronically, you know, like an email, except it's sent from a fax machine and vice versa. E-subscribing is literally just electronically faxing from computer to computer. Flat earthers. Going to the DMV in person. Child beauty pageants. For real, it's just a pedophile fuel. I don't agree in the slightest, but it's still really strange and confusing to me that it really does not exist for that reason at all. It's literally crazy moms that are hyper competitive and get some weird kick out of vicariously living through their kids. I swear to God, those moms are more serious and committed to that kind of stuff than any pedophile. I can imagine a pedophile going to one of them, leaving halfway through, like, damn, these bitches are crazy. Simultaneous epidemics of famine and obesity. Well, I think what influences that is it's a money problem as well. Not everybody has money to even buy fast food, or at least 2 to 3 meals each day. I don't know, I think I interpreted this response differently, because he basically is saying that he doesn't understand how we can still have famine and obesity in our society. However, I don't think those two compare, because famine, I feel like, has to do with not having access to food. Basically, you don't have the money, nor does your country can support you. As far as obesity goes, I believe that's a mental issue. That's not necessarily a like money issue per se, because you are buying food. I just feel like famine and obesity can't really compare, because I feel like obesity is more of an eating disorder, and famine is really like you can't help it. Like, you don't have access to food. So I don't know. That's what I was trying to get at. So I don't know. Those are some reasons why. School lunch debt. Feed the kids already. I'm like, I know, the least you can do is make the food free if it's gonna be fucking disgusting. Remember back in grade school, like 15 years ago, getting a stamp on my hand and not given a lunch because of lunch debt. So not only was I denied food, I had to walk around showing that I was too in debt to eat that day to every one of my peers. That is very fucking sad. Charging me for having to cancel a doctor's appointment. If I were there, I'd have to wait 2 hours past my scheduled appointment to be seen anyway. COVID-19. I am not going to say anything on this one, because this has become a political issue. I'm not sure if people said this one yet, but tipping culture. I would much rather be paid a living wage and my products be slightly more expensive than having to rely on seemingly random tip amounts to pay rent. I agree with this, because tipping culture, it's kind of weird. It's like I'm giving you my money because our country is not paying you enough. And when I went to Japan, I actually really liked it, because there was no tipping culture. I know other countries don't do tipping culture, do they? Find it actually very fucking rude. Rapists, fuck those. Don't encourage them. ... Let's be honest though, they'll be around no matter what we do. Same with serial killers, terrorists, etc. Shitty people will always find ways to do shitty things. Your race on forms. I'm so mixed, I just checked them all. 40 plus hour work weeks. The technological improvements should have made it so we could have a more leisurely society where we could dedicate less of our lives to pointless work, not so they could increase profits indefinitely for the business owners while we spend all our waking hours on labor that doesn't even need doing at this point. Children being overly sexualized on social media. Children gotta chill with social media in general. I'm a teen and I see younger sisters and brothers posting some wild shit, the type of shit that makes you feel like a creep for looking at. Also, sexualized actors in children's films / shows drives me nuts. Door-to-door salespeople. If I want long hair, I'll Google it, damn it. Homeless veterans. Homelessness, period. Bedbugs, the most evil creature to set on this earth. Pennies. I misread your comment as penises and was really confused there. Cigarettes. Like, how are they still legally sold? It's insane. I know big tobacco taxes, etc., but it still baffles me that something so toxic and cancer-causing and disgusting is sold legally. Well, it's so common, and if you were to make it illegal, you got a lot of people that will retaliate. My own parents included. So, single-use plastic. Hospitals have left the chat. The answer is the same every year. The Kardashians. You're just not keeping up. Every time you say their name, they grow more powerful. Just stop talking about them. Girls getting pulled out of class for showing their shoulders. Sexism. Pet rent, where you pay a certain amount over the regular rent each month for an animal in addition to the pet deposit. I don't see how you don't understand how that exists, because your pet can ruin the fucking carpet and ruin the walls and ruin the fucking backyard. So yeah, you have to pay rent. It just does make sense, at least to me. Being pressured by family to find a spouse. Daylight savings. Different beauty standards for men and women at work. Laws governing women's bodies. 2 ads in a row on YouTube. I hate when they do the non-skippable one. The idea that being normal is automatically good and that being weird is automatically bad. Like, as long as someone isn't hurting anyone, they shouldn't be judged for doing what makes them happy. We're all just trying to be happy in this fucked up world, and it does real damage. I have so much trauma from being treated like shit for being weird, undiagnosed ASD. And now it's almost impossible for me to have a job, relationships, etc. things that I read today. Other than that, though, please have a good night or good morning wherever you guys are in the world, and I will hopefully see you in a new video